episode 1.
Well, the topic of today's show is going to be this thing. I'm interested to see what this book's been.
Oh, I've got my notes.
Yeah. I'm saying America looks completely different sizes. Let's go. Let's show the people the Hubble.
Oh, I've got my notes.
I've actually got some of Hubble being deployed here. I think. How long's Hubble been up there doing its thing?
Is that a real one? I think this might be a bad example.
You're happy that landed on the moon?
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
There's pictures of it.
Look, it's black bits of paper on fucking foil. That's been spinning at 20,000 miles an hour and not one of them bits of paper fell off.
What's it got against it though?
What the fuck? What's wrong? That is bullshit.
It wasn't. Where are you going with this now?
Hello. I think we're live, double checking. I think we're out there.
Can't see shit.
Are we looking? We got any checks yet? Let's just double check we're running live before we start the show. Everything's good. I think we're good. I think we're good. We'll just double check anyway. We're here. This is a new little format we're trying out. Myself here. Pricey with Steph from Applewood's Fake Garage.
Hey.
Big ups to everybody. We're rolling. And we're rolling. 2 seconds. I'm sure we are.
Let's find out first because
Let's find out first before we start. Yeah.
Time.
Let's not waste the time. Yeah. We'll put the intro on. Just double check 2 seconds.
Episode 1.
Well, the topic of today's show is going to be this thing. I'm interested to see what this book's been.
Oh, I've got my notes.
Yeah. I'm saying America looks completely different sizes. Let's go. Let's show the people the Hubble.
One of the best.
Right, we're good to go then. We're rolling. Right, we're just going to keep it basic because I've been wanting to do a format like this for a while, live with especially with Stefante because he's just straight to the point. We're lucky with everything. We've got a webcam shot here as well. Big ups. We're here. So I want to talk to you about today. What we're going to talk to you mainly about today, a few things we're going to talk about. Some of the stuff well, I'll tell you what we'll do about first, but I'll quickly put a bit on about a show we did at Applewood, just show the format we did there, which I thought was really, really good. I rate what Dan was done there, Stefante and Jack and everyone that's come through has done there. It's wicked. The volume good, yeah? Check it for 2 seconds. Yeah, good. Okay, so what we're going to do now, I'm just going to play a couple of minutes of the show, what I got invited to on their platform. So, yeah, enjoy it.
Poverty money is 50 billion a year, worldwide.
The reason I say this is you guys, you deem yourself as critical thinkers outside the box. You're looking at things differently from other people. You know when you see pictures of the globe from NASA and you see that one's different from that one, and you're like, that's different.
Africa's 10 times bigger than
Do you actually believe you're the only people that see that it's different and that NASA doesn't know that?
Sometimes, yes, I do believe that sometimes, yeah.
So you know NASA knows. Do you believe that if they wanted it to look like and I don't believe there's a space station up there, but do you believe that if they wanted it to look like a space station?
I think I know where you're going with this, on what you're saying. I'm not agreeing with what they're saying, but the biggest way to discredit someone is just to say, that's fucking crazy, man.
No, I'm not even saying crazy. I'm saying, do you believe that if they wanted to make it to look realistic with how many £billion budget a year, they couldn't make it realistic?
Do you know how bad it is?
Do you know when we're watching movies, yeah, and you can completely buy into that movie, you see Superman actually flying. You don't see strings, you don't see, oh, that looks fake. You're like, he's flying. Do you think that NASA can't do that if they wanted to do that?
They try and do that. They try.
I think.
Koshti, just a little bit of
I think they're all
Showing
clear and
it.
valid points that I was making. There.
No, it's good. No, I say I love the bands. And as soon as that has to come on, I know it'll be some good fun. But we're going to go on to today because the little format I've been looking at. Can have a look at a few videos together and discuss them and watch them and see what's happening at the same time. And this is something that people moan at me sometimes because obviously people know I'm into a lot of this, whatever you want to call it, conspiracy, truth-seeking, malarkey. But some people always complain at me for, you turn everything to 9/11, you turn everything into 9/11. But there's reasons why I think it's hugely important. And I'll go into them after we've watched a couple of bits and bobs here now. So for anybody that's... what
you want to do is get 9/11 out of the way.
What it is about 9/11 is this. It's exactly this. It is that once you clock the level that they go to, and I mean what I mean by level, I mean by the movies they put out about these certain things, and everything's the same. The media's all to the same narrative. You know, like every single world government stuck together on this. They're like, if you walk down the street and ask I don't know, 10, 20, 30 people about 9/11, you get different answers. But are you telling me that there must be, I don't know, thousands of news publications out there and every single one of them believes the same thing? So that's one train of thought that I go down, is that there must be some collective altogether. And the other one that's massive is because of the evil that they'll do afterwards as well. Because if there was a war on terror, so it said war on terror afterwards, there's some of my good pals went and fought in Afghanistan and Iraq. And I still don't see eye to eye with some of them that have gone there. Some of them I do and some of them I don't about these sort of topics. But if those buildings were controlled demolitions, then that's mass murder. And then if the people, this is why I take everything about trying to think outside the box back to there. Because if we can get to this agreement that, yo, there's a load of people in on feeding us certain information. That's my main key with it. Mm-hmm. Should we have a flick through some bits?
Let's
go. I've battered up there, so I'm going to quickly go. Right, let's have a watch. What I'm going to watch now is compiled footage of Building 7. Now, I'm going to say this before.
I think you need to explain because a lot of people don't even understand what.
Yeah, I'm gonna say about it now as well, because this shit goes deep for me. Like this whole journey I'm on with this kind of truth seeking thing. One of the deep things about it is this: is my actual cousin. Love her to bits. I haven't seen her for years, and we've even fell out about this. This is how mad it is. She was living. I don't even know if you know this, but she was living in New York at the time these happened. She used to live in Derby. She ended up getting with a fella, I think he's from around the same area, Leicester or something, and he was a banker in New York and really successful. They had kids and stayed out there, but when this thing happened, she was actually out there and actually lived through this whole, there's smoke everywhere. She's in New York, you know what I mean, in the bits, like the smoke going everywhere, not knowing where her husband was because her husband was actually working around these bits at the time, and through things I've put online before, and I sort of regret this in a bit. Like we had a fallout, and over basically this video here, I'm going to show you. And I don't really chat to her anymore, just because I tried to put this video to her and said, look, this so we'll play it. And this is a third building. Double check the sound for me, please. This is right. This is the third building that fell from the World Trade Center that day. There was other buildings that got hit and other planes and etc. But on this day, apparently, a plane hit one building, a plane hit a second building. And this is the third building that didn't get hit by anything. This is the third building that didn't get hit by anything. Anything to add to that, Steph, my brother?
Maybe was it windy that day?
Right, look at that one. Look at that one, bruv. Look at that one.
Yeah.
So now every single world government, and that NIST, you know about NIST as well, don't you? You know NIST, that they came to the conclusion, top scientists came to the conclusion, cost millions, by the way, as well. There's people starving to death, multi-million investigation. Apart from the mad fact that they got rid of all the debris the next day, next 48 hours, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Something mad, like all that debris and metal got took away straight away. No one got to test it or anything like that. If they did, there was funny things that they didn't manage to test on it. So listen, this didn't get hit by a plane, right? And I've got intellectuals that are meant to be telling me that...
No, but this goes back to my whole argument. It's like, it's too far into the argument.
Look at that one though, bro.
Yeah, but it's too far into the argument.
As in, like, yeah, what I'm trying to say now is that this is a real deep one for me at the minute, where I'm trying to get to with this. I'm going to be real with you. This is where I'm trying to get to with this is, are these people that are looking at that and within having a friend tell them, yo, honestly, mate, that didn't get hit by a plane, that fell because of a fire. Are they actually scared? Is it a fear thing for them or not? Because I know when I first clocked this shit, and I remember I was still in my school clothes, something happened, I don't know what happened, and I was this and I was that, and I was watching this and reading this in the newspaper, and my head went exactly like this. It went, oh my God, they wouldn't do that to us. This is exactly what the voice in my head said. And then some man in my head went, they have. And I remember at that moment, I could have ran away. That's that one gone anyway. That's that one finished. We'll just quickly stop that because I might have noise on it. But anyway.
The real, as I say, like with these things, for me, we're going too far into argument for people. Because when that happened, when you were saying you're in the school uniform and stuff, I was working. And I turned to people and I said, how did the buildings just collapse like that? It doesn't even matter if the top part fell on top. It's all built to carry that load.
It bend and warp and shit.
And I'm talking before reports came out, before people were conditioned to think a certain way, they immediately defended it. So this is not, this happened, you got conditioned to defend it. They're already conditioned to defend these things. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
They already were.
It's like their whole life, but this is when it comes to being real, though. Do you know? And this is slightly going off topic, but before we come back on topic, I've always thought to myself, and I've always said this about, and this is real deep. And I watched a documentary the other day, and I swear to God, the one thing I got out of this documentary is, do you know what? Your head isn't wrong. I swear to God, it went, your head isn't wrong. And I knew it was a real documentary. You know, you can tell. It was about. The documentary was about tribes in Borneo getting pushed out of their jungle. But the thought I always had was, do these people that are suffering, and I swear to God, this is what part of me makes me think I get angry, is are some of these people sat there, like bombed out, and they're there looking around rubble, trying to get a bit of food out of rubbish. Are these people sat thinking about Westerners like, oh, I hope some of them in their cocktail bar, drinking their £20 drinks, going for a £50 meal, I hope they think they can try and help me. This is what God's honest truth. Now, this is what I sometimes think. Like, my mum's not Dorising again. This is going to be a different Doris. That was going to be a whole other Doris. But yeah. But and then what happened was, and then I thought that kind of train of thought a lot, and a lot more deeper, like the one like the orphan kids and that. How do you think like us that are just blasé about it? Oh no, I've fucking EastEnders is on. You know what I'm saying, Chad? This is what like.
But I think personally, like it's 3-4 steps too far.
Yeah.
The conversation is 3 and 4 steps too far.
It might be, but just before you carry on there, just to finish it swiftly on that was. The tribe was this, it was the Borneo tribe. They've been getting smashed out, of their jungle. They've lived. This is what mashes me up as well. I'm not even going to talk about this one today, about how a white man's a white man, how a black man's a black man, how a Chinaman's a Chinaman. Like, I'm on about genetically. Like, what different it is. How did they just pop up from certain places? But on that same thing, they're there. So these people are probably, however old the earth is, whatever they say, it's probably bullshit. Whatever it's long, they've probably been doing their thing for the longest. In these, like... So they've been getting smashed out by loggers and governments. The people that have been going to help them are getting assassinated, Straight murder. There's documentaries on this fella. There's a Swiss fella who went there. He disappeared in the jungle. The Malaysian government had put a hit out on him, And they're there in this hut now, They're not allowed. They've been battered out the jungle. They're not allowed to do the normal day-to-day life anymore, yeah? They're there, sat in a hut, yeah, with nothing. They're like, oh, we need money for stuff now. It says we was happy there. The old people are going mental. And that train of thought was like, well, what's this whole world doing to people for greed and money? And the man's there, and about 3 or 4 different ones said it, from young to mid-age to old, through the thing. They said, because obviously they're not used to cameras around them and that, and they're just saying, please, if you just tell the world, please tell them this is happening to us. You know the saddest thing about it was, yeah? Like, when I'm watching it, I thought, look, I'm already sort of pissed off for you, but I thought you could show most people that, and they've already gone to the pub before you finished your subtitled sentence. And that was that.
But it's having that realization, as I said before, people don't care. They genuinely don't care. And I know it hurts you to say that because you want to change everything.
But then that makes me want to fuck off then. That makes me want to fuck off.
They don't care.
We've got let's crack on with anyone who is on to that 9/11. If you do a couple of shares round, if anyone can again, we'll stick another share on or something. I might try. But this fella here, we're still on 2 seconds. We'll have a little flick through. It doesn't look gormless. Is Larry Silverstein. Now, if those of you that don't know who Larry Silverstein is, he's the I think he's the one owner. I think like financially and on paper, he owned them.
The buildings, yeah.
I think there's 7 of them.
He got insured for
briefly before.
Just
briefly before,
few
yeah.
days before.
Yeah, so that's convenient. But here's old Larry Silverstein and what he has to say about the damage that the buildings sustained and what had to happen to them.
I remember getting a call from the fire department commander telling me that they were not sure they were going to be able to contain the fire. And I said, we've had such a terrible loss of life. Maybe the smartest thing to do is pull it. And they made that decision to pull, and then we watched the building collapse.
Alright, that's that.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull that again quickly.
They're going to be telling me that they were not sure they were going to be able to contain the fire. And I said, we've had such a terrible loss of life. Maybe the smartest thing to do is pull it.
I'm going to pause there. Right. So for any people that don't give a shit, wicked, don't give a shit. It's cool. It's all good. Share the thing on my thing for my code's 123580.
Tell the world.
Yeah.
Anyone wants Steel Price's phone? That's the code.
It's a 5S. Listen, I'll pay you to whip it off me, man. Shit. So back to life. Back to reality. Just share it on the thingies and that. Just share it on everything. Don't just share it on that. Double click the thing. Oh yeah, I'll respect. Right, cool. Right, yeah. So right, back to where we were. Roughly was. We're good. You listen to that? Oh, cool, wicked. So, yeah, so that was Larry Silverstein. So we've just looked at something. The first thing we looked at, we'll have a quick, tiny flick through it again while we're here, because I can, mainly, because I've worked out how to do it. So we're going to watch these now. Yeah, this is real importance, man. Now, fucking hell. My God. Right. So we've just witnessed that. We're gonna be okay and just say, yeah, we've just witnessed that. And then you've just had the man who owns the buildings say this to you. I'm gonna play it once more as well, just because I can, because I know how to now. Listen to what the man says, please.
Be able to contain the fire. I said, we've had such a terrible loss of life. Maybe the smartest thing to do is pull it. And they made that decision to pull, and then we watched the building collapse.
Right. As far as I'm concerned, any human being, yeah? Because this is what pisses me off sometimes. Sometimes I'll send people a fucking link. Sometimes they can't be asked to fucking watch them. Now, if anybody can be asked to watch this from beginning to end, 'cause it's a bit of a joke with my friend as well, when you've watched them things, one after another, what does your brain tell you? Stefante?
I'm thrown on the spot because I thought it was real. It was real. Now, it's, as I say, you know my thoughts on this. My thoughts are deep on this. I get it. But to explain to people... You get, let me just say when you get it, quickly, I get the attack, the wars afterwards, this fake war on terror, this mass murder, people fucked, like... We've had discussions about this before. And multiple. The reality with me is, I don't know what happened. I don't know why they did it or what they did it for. I don't know the facts. I know theories. I know my opinions on why they did it.
I'd like to hear them.
If somebody did do it.
I'd like to hear them.
But the reality is, I look at anything like this logically. That's the first thing. Okay, I'm not hearing either side. I just see logic. What's logically apparent to me is that no, you can't use mobile phones in the airplane. So when they told me that people were calling people on their mobile phones from an airplane saying goodbye, I call bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah? That's the first thing I did. Then when they said that these untrained terrorists took over the planes and flew them into 2 buildings, well, that's logistically impossible. You can't do that. And that's where the argument's got to start. You've got to start with logic. People have been on planes. So if I'm having an argument with you, you've been on an airplane. When you get into your airport, it doesn't just land.
Yeah.
Yeah? You have to circle the airport, get the proper lineup.
Yo. Okay.
It is, yeah. It's there.
Nothing going through.
You can hear it. Yeah, see it.
We're good, yeah. Carry on, bro.
Damn female assistants.
Well, yeah,
anyway,
so
when you go into land, they say it's going to be, 10-15 minutes till you land.
Yeah.
You're there. The airport is right there. It's like a minute away. But it takes time to get it completely lined up, all this stuff. An untrained pilot cannot just fly into a building 100 yards wide. It can't happen. It's impossible to navigate that.
Yes.
So I'm going to take it steps back. So forget about the building collapsing.
Oh, the untrained pilot. What the flight they're meant to have been able to talk. Like the top pilots in the world have said
couldn't do it.
They couldn't do it. They couldn't do it with 100. No, not 100, but like there was something like 20 or 30 goes on a simulator, and they couldn't anywhere do it.
You can't do it.
At the speed they did it.
You can't navigate that because you have to just do that by eye. It's not programmed into your.
If we're going to be real about it, I'm going to be real with you now. I don't think any planes hit any buildings.
No, I don't.
I don't think any planes hit any buildings. That's what. No, listen. To be honest, 9/11 wise, I'm pretty happy with what I wanted to put out. There's a million because, like I say, the format we're working with here. Now, big ups to Steph for helping me out, but and obviously using his knowledge, helping his knowledge with me as well. But I'm sort of happy. The things I wanted to show people in a row about 9/11 and discuss with my pal, I've done. Like 9/11, like for me, if we're going to watch Building 7 that didn't get hit by a plane go down, and then we're going to watch the man who owns the buildings saying, we decided to pull it, the damage was too bad. It's case closed. And then this, if I'm presenting that to a human being now, what I'm going to do from these moments onwards now, this is why this is a massive thing for me to get off my chest doing this as well. Because now, I'm going to present that to anybody. I'm not going to speak to you about it anymore. And if you cannot see that for yourself, bless you. God bless you, because you're absolutely zombified.
Did I not say that to you before? It's not even a conversation. How is this even a conversation?
You're like big bro, daddy to me. Do you know what I'm saying? You're like, I listen to you, man. I listen to you, and I know that. But you know, sometimes you've got the fire in your belly still. It's about directing it in the right energy now. So I'd rather direct it in things like this now. Rather than wasting any time online, I've learned more today than I've learned. I learn a lot some days as well, using new shit music. I've learned more today than I think I've learned in about 2 years, just trying to sort this stuff out, yeah. Wicked. Let me have a flick back and forth, yeah. That's it. That's how we're doing it. Let's have another little flick back and forth as well, yeah. Shouts out Applewood, yeah. Big up all the Applewood massive, yeah. Big shouts out to Dharma, yeah. Big shouts out to Steph.
The whole point is that you wanted to get two of the biggest people that talk the most bullshit on the internet here today. Jack wasn't available, so you came to me.
So I came, yeah. Well, listen, you know what it is. You do
So
what
we
you
do.
You know in life, you know what you got to do. You got to do what you can with what you got. Big up Stefan as well, because I asked him to do it. Like when I picked him up from work, and he weren't on it, so I thought, do you know what it is? I know who the man to actually ask is. That's why
The real Stefan, the one with the melanin.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Right, there was one more to go. We've got one more thing to look at, you know. But you know what I've done?
What's that?
I think I've. Wait there 2 seconds. Let me just go and look before I look absolutely gormless when I do this shit. So I look at the thing. 2 seconds. There was another thing I was going to look at, and it should be on the history here. Yeah, let's talk.
We're gonna go. You're gonna ruin my Mars experience.
I'm not gonna. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna keep it real with you now, because if this has managed to hit people who don't know either of us, big ups, man. Like I say, this is Stefante. He's my brother from days. Bad boy producer, bad boy musician, all round singer, rapper. Him and his boys are starting something massive up now, broadcasting over Northampton way with Applewood, which is surpassing all. I knew how big it'd be anyway, but like I say, it's doing exactly what it needs to do. I run a studio and run a little YouTube channel, and this is something else I want to do, actual conscious stuff off the conscious community channel, what I've got, and that's basically that. So just that. But apart from that, anyone that does know us or does know what I'm about and knows my views on stuff, then you'll know some of them are that we don't live on a spinning ball. So we've covered that on enough things now, yeah. Along with this one we just showed you earlier, I'll play another little minute of it now. I'll play another little minute of it now, just for the crap before we move on, because it's still rolling.
These industries, yeah, modern industry and music industry,
Escorts
can make anybody famous they wish at any time. Let me tell you this now.
Yes, of course they can. Look at Eminem.
Make anyone famous at any time.
It's an X Factor.
Hi, that's your boy, at Janet Kid, Twitter, JA.
See, here's what I'm saying to you. If they see this bird and you can listen, this is not conspiracy or hearsay. If you go.
But that's good. That was just flicking to show you. That's them boys on some other stuff out there, man. Really big up. But so back to the other thing. I'm telling you, I'll tell you now. Snap back into mode. 100%. We do not live on a spinning pair with water sticking to it. Thoughts on that, Stefante? That statement I'm going to make, not a comment.
That's a theory.
Pardon?
That's a theory. You said it's 100% fact. It's a theory.
It's a statement that we do not. Right.
From facts you've been presented with, you're guessing and come to a conclusion. It's not a fact. That's not what fact is. Fact is you saw it.
Right. Right. Apart from all the basic observations, because I'm not going to go into how people are just blinded by nonsense. Like, my favourite one in this is, but scientists have been doing it. A scientist. You do know what a scientist is, don't you? You do know a scientist is a human being who studied something. You know, like anyone that's listening to this or going to listen to this or that's in this room now, you could be a scientist in about 3 years and about 40, 50 grand of debt if you wanted to. Let's be fucking real about it. So, just to say the word scientist and white coat and long words and sums that have no beginning, end or meaning, yeah, doesn't mean anything. It's observable, testable, measurable, repeatable is what science is. That is the debate. That is what science is. Natural science is. Pseudoscience is a complete different kettle of fish. That's that. That's the fact.
Have you noticed, let me just put this in there. Have you noticed that people always and this is not me claiming that flat Earth is real or not. I don't give a damn. I'm just saying. But have you noticed that the whole thing about science is they put it out of reach of human comprehension? So,
you're not good enough to understand.
You don't get it. It's just science. Like the stuff they put in hair products, and you're like omega-10, and you're like, ask anybody what omega-10 is. You're like, I don't fucking know.
But even
but they believe it because it's
even the
science.
basics of it, bro. It's all gobbledygook. Because this is what gets me with some of it as well. Like when we have a debate to some people about gravity. Listen, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll do a whole another one of these on gravity if needs be. But then we're just talking about gravity. Is I can be having sometimes a little bit of a back and forth with people about gravity, and talk to them and listen back and forth. And then I go ask them something like this, something. Oh, they're like, gravity's real. Of course, you drop something, it falls. And I'll say something about relativity, and they're like, what's that? I says, you do know like gravity can't work without relativity. And they're like, I'll pretend they do know. And then I'll say like, oh, what about dark energy and dark matter then? Because like what's actually happened is a bullshit got put out. A big sum got through out, and most people didn't have any fucking probably food at these times to even question it, yeah? Like, there's shit and piss running down the street, yeah? So when a few people have gone, hang on, that's bullshit, that makes sense, they've gone, relativity! And then a few of the people might have gone, okay, alright, relativity, they've got me there. And a few of them have done their things again and gone, that's bullshit as well, mate. And then they've gone, dark energy! Look at no sub-zero! Dark energy! A few of the truthers have gone down with it. Been snapped up by it, missing, yeah? That's that. And then what's happened is, they've gone, hang on a minute, I've seen a trend there. Them numbers don't add up, it's just a theory that's been proven. These numbers don't add up, they've gone, dark matter. There's Spider-Man from the top of the fucking roof with dark matter, which means, if you were to believe in dark matter, you have to believe everything. 80% of everything is unmeasurable, untouchable, and not here. Mm-hmm. So how can you win an argument with somebody? It's like hide and seek, okay, but 80% of the places that have in this game you're not allowed to look at. Oh, sound. I can definitely win this game of hide and seek. When I'm only allowed to look in 20% of the places, yeah, I have to completely discard the rest of it. Was that a fair game? How could you lose? How could you fucking lose playing hide and seek when 80% of the shit you can't even look at?
It's like when we talked about dinosaurs and what was the argument? The distance to the sun. And I was like, there's no way you can measure that. But we believe as people, scientists know how.
Listen, the distance to the sun one, I'm going to try and quickly find, Jeff. Quickly find it. Distance
8 billion light
to
years
the
away.
sun changes. Now this is bad, yeah, because this is the beautiful about this one. Because if I can't find this now, bun me, and I will put it up for everybody to look at. But it's unbelievable, yeah. Of all the people that people quote, like Newton and Copernicus, their estimations of where the sun was. You know what it is? And luckily I can't find it. But if you do this, then if you do this and prove me wrong, you'll see, when Copernicus first worked out we live on a ball and it was all this, yeah, he said the sun's something like 1 million or 200, not million. You look at all these other scholars and other people that said we definitely live on a ball, and it's literally gone down like this. But then they had the model sorted. People will go, but the Greeks had the model sorted, didn't he? But the Greeks thought the sun was 1 million miles away. So how could they have the model sorted if they're 93 times off? And you can watch Michio Kaku, yeah, who's another basically like Brian Cox, Neil deGrasse, rapist Tyson now as well. Well done. You've got another little thing to your name. He's been done for molesting.
So why does the white guy have to be just Neil deGrasse and the black guy had to be a rapist?
No, because he's just been done. He's just been done. Don't listen. This is the beautiful. This is the beauty of this. This is the watch. Give me one sec. Neil deGrasse Tyson molestation.
Surprised he has to prove his point now.
No, now we
so
can do it
come across
live.
as a racist.
Now we can do it live. No, what people know. There we go. 2 days ago, yeah. Let's get up on here. Let's get man up on here then. Let's get one up.
Yeah, but so are we believing the media now?
We're not believing the media. It's just, am I allowed to say that?
No, I'm just saying.
So we're rolling. Neil deGrasse Tyson accused of rape and sexual misconduct. And what did I call him? Neil deGrasse molesting Tyson. I gave him a tab down.
Yeah.
I let him off a bit.
Still had the inclination
that's
of
anti-racist. Listen, anything that's slightly towards the white man or slightly against the black man, there's mass racism to you. So don't come with that shit. I know your salt. Right, shit. Listen, let's move it out. Right,
Can we
that
talk
work.
about that epic movement in the human journey?
Which was
the Mars landing.
good Lord, man. You are joking, aren't you?
No, I thought it was.
If I look this way and he starts smiling, tell me, look in the comments or something, yeah, because
I was deep. Like when they started, I had a tear in my eye that morning. How much? 300 million miles. You know how hard that shit is.
right. What we're gonna do now is put on the brutally honest. Everyone like mainstream media. Like I get all my knowledge of life from mainstream media. I wouldn't know how to wee in a pot if I were mainstream media. So I think the best. We'll go for the biggest ones. We've got a bit of a this one is CNN.
Why they all dressed like cast from Star Trek?
We're all going to look at it together now. We're all going to have a look. We're all going to have a look together now. We're all going to have a look together now. So we're going to now switch over and have a look at the CNN broadcast of the robot landing on Mars. See you on the other side.
All right, you are looking live pictures at the JPL Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California. We are mere minutes of finding out if this InSight probe will actually land on Mars. Let's listen in.
Radio Science reports sudden change in Doppler.
Ground stations are observing signals consistent with parachute deploy.
Marco Alpha, Marco Bravo, maintain lock status.
Telemetry shows parachute deployment. Radar powered on. Heat shield separation commanded.
I missed anything. They didn't do that, did they? Fuck off if they do that.
This is really good news so far.
It's fantastic.
They didn't just do Klingons on the starboard bow.
We have radar activation where the radar is beginning to search for the ground. Once the radar locks on the ground and InSight is about 1 kilometer above the surface, the lander will separate from the back shell and begin terminal descent using its 12 descent engines.
Bullshit! Look at him, listen, I love this fella here, just on the right here, he's a right old fucking bullshitter here. He's got fucking absolute kid fucking written all over him. He's like, as soon as I finish, I've got 8 pints of kid blood to drink tonight. Fucking can't wait to fucking indulgence and do punchy and such a robin.
Altitude convergence, the radar has locked on the ground.
Yes. Commence bullshit acting. Commence. Wait, they're going to go for real big in a minute.
Separation.
Carrier interruption on Marco Alpha and Marco Bravo.
Wait till you see the picture. It's fucking gold.
Lander separation commanded. Altitude 600 meters. Gravity turn. Altitude 400 meters.
No evidence of anything. I
300
can't see any
meters.
evidence solid, you know what I mean?
200 meters.
The man beat me up and he showed him a picture of the fucking
80 meters.
the kitchen when he was beating up in the
60
living room.
meters.
There's no evidence there. You know what I mean? I want to
50
see
meters.
Mars.
Constant velocity. 37 meters.
Mars.
30 meters.
Here's the main bullshit here.
20
This
meters.
Chief Bulldog. Here.
17 meters. Standing by for touchdown.
All good. Chief Bullshit over here. He's looking, waiting for a bullshit count. Look. 3, 2. Bullshit. Commence. Oh, big bullshit. He's twitching. This one next to him. Big twitchy pants.
Touchdown confirmed.
Oh, twitchy pants is out of it. Look at him. Look at this. No evidence of anything apart from actors dancing around in shorts. No evidence of anything apart from actors dancing around in shirts. There's nothing on the screen. There's nothing. Right.
The morning it happened, I told Trace, I said, there's nothing on that computer screen.
Right. My good giddy. Good Lord. Good Lord. And when my good friend Stefante just pointed out to me, I hadn't even noticed. I was too busy laughing at the other bullshit that was going on in front of me. Yeah. It's just made me notice. I'll flip back to the scene. He's got nothing on the screen. There's nothing. He looks really happy. Look. He's almost as happy as like, I'm here acting, but my acting boss hasn't put anything on my screen for me to act at. So I'm half happy acting. Let's just go back and roll into the bullshit here, just real close. Like, I'm going to go back here to our main bullshitter here. If you can see,
it's like a 60-year-old Geraldo.
Oh, he's the realest of bullshitters. If I could run through that room with a chainsaw, I'd trim only their hair. I wouldn't do anything to any of it. This is how I cut hair. I'm not a violent man or anything, or any kind of terrorist. Don't go on, we said this back earlier. I'm a good guy. So, Steph just walked off, disclaiming himself. It's nothing to do with Applewood TV or anything like that, man. We've already had problems last week, man. We've already had some problems. Well, let's go back into now. Optimum. There's a fellow. I'm going to go back to before Twitchy Pants starts twitching. He's already been told.
Before this, can I just point out why this screen is on? Yeah. I've worked in the call centre with bit of headsets and that, right? How much? What is their budget?
Fam, that's the best thing on the ISS as well. If you look at the ISS, you see on one of the things I tell them, I said, I stopped one of the things in the ISS, and I stop it and I say to them, I stop on the ISS and I say to them, what is that 2002 Dell laptop doing strapped to the wall with nothing on it? Fuck me. Let's quickly go back here swiftly to now.
And no, before we start, we have to address what we've seen. So people, like, who are they talking to on those headsets? Because they can't all talk at once, because that's just going to be a ridiculous conversation. Like, who are they speaking to?
And they're not even plugged in. Like, for the start, they're not even plugged in, right? They're just dangling down their
call center headsets on, but who are they talking to? Because it's an unmanned spacecraft.
They ain't talking to nobody. They're talking to themselves.
So that's just for
They're talking to themselves.
What about the burgundy tops? That's just the Star Trek apparel.
It's Star Trekky. Okay. Star Trekky on the universe. Yeah. Let's look in it. Right. Let's now commence bullshit. Let's commence the bullshit. Bullshit commencing now.
Look
Twitchy Pants. Oh, Twitchy Pants. Oh, give me more Twitchy Pants. Give me Twitchy Pants again. Let's have a bit more of this. Twitchy Pants is off. Oh,
nobody else is seeing what he's seeing.
No, they're not even looking at anything. Look, it's just fucking on cue. And God, when Darren jumps up, all give it beans.
Go back. Because that is literally what happened. If you look in the back here,
he's looking at his phone here.
He's looking at his mate's one going,
touchdown confirmed.
And he looks at him and goes, yeah, that's what happened. That's hilarious. Oh my God. It's lucky the camera was there for those two that had the dance move and not somebody else. And what's this room doing?
Oh, it's just what is that? Here he is. Here's our best mate, look. It's Stefante spot, look at him. Here he is, look, he's here. He's going, look, lots on this screen, lots of information to sort out here. He's like, oh my God, this one's not working.
Well, that's clearly why she's looking over here.
The young bird here, that's just his prostitute for the
I'm literally doing no work today.
That's just...
I'm just...
He's there scratching his eye at the bullshit. He's like, I can't even look at this anymore. It's fucking horrific. Oh my good God. Let's just flick through anything else worth... Oh, some bear... Look at this. Again, let me just bring it back to reality. Let me just bring it back to reality for a second now. Swiftly. That whole thing was about something landing on Mars. What did you see from Mars on that? That whole dance was about something landing on Mars. You saw nada. You saw nothing to do with anything to do with Mars. And I'm going to hopefully now, because this is one thing I should have done, and if you're feeling this and you enjoyed it, I'm going to do more anyway. I don't give a fuck if you like them or not, because it's getting shit off my chest. So, bond a lot of you. But, what was I saying? I'm going to hopefully now go and show you what all that collected, all that random big dance of nothingness did. Let's have a look. Let's have a goose. I'm going to hope I can get this for you. I'm going to scan through.
Oh my goodness, the high fives, the fist bumps, the
Oh,
hugs.
the high fives.
The high fives,
That's what it's
the
about,
fist bumps. You fell for it. You fell for it.
Gentlemen,
You fell for the
NASA.
fucking high fives. No Mars.
I would like
There's
to
no
congratulate
Mars.
the technical and scientific
Where's the
staff
fucking
at
photo?
JPL. Great job.
Yeah.
And
What they're talking about.
what's just
Oh,
happened?
oh, here it is.
Landed on
Right.
Mars.
Right. This is massively important. Hugely important. Big up Stay Woke Show. Let's just quickly flick through because we can, because we know how to now. Shouts out to Apple. What? Don't be too busy. No, we're busy. Keeping it busy. Right. What was I even saying then? I was going back to
about Mars. We're going to see finals.
So tonight, what we did tonight as well, we talked about the beginning of you can't get your head around none of this bullshit to the latest bit of bullshit we've been presented. That's why I really rated this. I didn't even plan that, did we? But it's like
it's what happens
in my head of where I think if you can't get your head around this, what we fucking showed you at the beginning of this, I feel sorry for you. If you're scared, be scared. Cool. But then we'll come to the end of it.
Sounds like a threat.
Yeah, well, you should be if you're a scared little pussy. You're probably scared of everything. You're probably scared of bees and
I'm
spiders.
not threatening anybody. I'm just here for the
Right. I don't threaten anybody. I'm not catching any charges for this shit. That's the opposite, man. I'm fucking...
I'll snitch. You need me. I will tell you exactly what he said tonight.
I've been alive the whole time, man. Shit. Fuck. So, what we're going to go to now is we're basically done. We've done bit of introduction, the basics of truth seeking, yeah, which are we'll do another one. We might end up doing another one on moon landings, but for me, like my journey, I've helped a lot of people and I've helped myself talking to people, but realising there's something bullshit been told to us. And 9/11 and moon landings are ones that need to be cracked. And all that we've gone through for today is the end of it, which is the last bit of bullshit we've been presented. Isn't it? That's the last big show we've been presented to Mars. Well, you know, it's the last bit of scientific miracle.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, let's say respect. But what we're going to do now...
Wait. How far is Mars? Did they say it's like 300 million miles?
I literally stopped counting.
It literally happened, and I told Tracy, I was like, how long have they been trying to get there? 'Cause that's far. Like
they've been there loads of times, man.
Did
you see the rat? Did you see the rat on Mars?
They were traveling at like thousands upon thousands of miles an hour, and then they slowed down to 7 miles an hour. And I was like, that's impressive.
It's bullshit. There's a fine line between impressive and bullshit. You know when you got one of them mates as a kid who's like, yeah, at the weekend my dad batted 400 men, his cock fucking swings to fucking Uzbekistan and back, and he's got a fucking Mercedes fucking Bentley, and like...
Damo was like that.
Yeah, but yeah, there's a fine line between that's impressive and that's absolute bullshit. So what we're going to do now is quickly go from all of the bullshit we've just assessed of the old grey man going like this. He's looking, these screens are off, but I hope they're going to say go soon, because when his party goes on afterwards, there's going to be fucking kids' blood up the walls. There's going to be that much of it spare. You know what I mean? He went quite... I was stopped laughing when I
ain't talking about children's blood and nothing.
Fuck it, well, whatever that sign was.
But
But
I
it
was
was
a snitch.
He's snitching. That's right. This is my end. This is my finish. If I finish tonight, play a few good songs at my funeral, they get me on the way home, all good.
I'll straight Diddy on your ass.
Get Biggie on the way home. But, right, so, for the 5th or 6th time, back to it. We'll go back to... After all of that big dance we just looked at, and all this look left and look right, and they're so happy. There's urine all over their legwear. It's that bad, yeah? They're literally fucking dripping down to their socks of happiness, yeah? Now I'm going to show you what they was getting happy about. You ready? Let's watch.
Pressure on NASA to pull this off, and the fact that they just did it so beautifully, but the odds against them really it speaks to the power of...
That's it. Right, I wish, and let me tell you this now, yeah? let me tell you this now. Something happens to me sometimes, yeah? Something happens to me sometimes where it's not what Steph says to me. And I think, are they trying to be that bad?
The piss
No, I think it's past that. I think it's past that. I'm literally that past it now. I think they're like, right, we've got plan D, which is an alien wake-up call, but we can't wake the bastards up out of their sleep. I'm trying to wake them up to NASA's lying because then we can do plan D and C and really not know where they are, yeah? It's God's truth, yeah? But they're like this. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do.
Everything we're selling.
I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do a Mars landing and all we'll show them is a fucking bath scrub. A circular bath scrub. Yeah? It's like, no, they won't believe that. It's like, no, that'll definitely come on. Look, watch.
They just did it so beautifully, but the odds against them.
The odds were against them. Odds were against them. The odds were against them to take a camera up to a bath scrub. Look at it.
Speaks to the power of those scientists and engineers. Absolutely.
When it's supposed to be red planet.
We're excited.
Bro, you know the biggest joke about it? You know the biggest joke about it? I didn't even fucking notice. I forgot. That's meant to be that. I forget. I fully forget, man. I fully forget.
Oh,
and you know what it is as well? I think this is about time to wrap it, isn't it?
I am crying. You mean it?
This has been a full-on blast, yeah. I'm gonna stick the fucking intro, outro thing on. But this is the first start of something. Hopefully we can continue. We can build on. Big up Applewood and everything they're doing as well for inspiring me to even crack on with the things that I'd wanted to do before. Shouts out Steph, shouts out Dama, shouts out all my dogs, shouts out all my boys that we do graph with, especially all the music lot, Skanking Franklin, all the band.
That's not a real name.
He knows who he is. Yeah, shouts out all my dogs from the day. Listen, once I've clocked this now on God's Honest Truth, he's going to be consistent now. This is how we've managed with these two's help tonight. Shouts out Trace as well. We've got a formula down now. This can work real without any hard distress. So we'll go out for the outro / intro now. Big up yourself, man.
Peace.
Episode 1. Well,
the topic of today's show is going to be this thing. I'm interested to see what this book's been.
Oh, I've got my notes.
Yeah. I'm saying America looks completely different sizes. Let's show the people the Hubble.
One of the best cameras.
We've actually got some of Hubble being deployed here.
There you go.
How long's Hubble been
That's
up
not
there
a real
doing its thing? That's not real.
Is that a real one? I think this might be a bad example.
You're happy that landed on the moon?
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
There's pictures of it.
Look, it's black bits of paper on fucking foil. That's been spinning at 20,000 miles an hour and not one of them bits of paper fell off.
What's it got against it though?
What the fuck? What's what? That is bullshit.
It wasn't. Where are you going with this now?